except Jason, who has asked to be excused. So can I get a motion to excuse Jason from the meeting? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. We have one guest, Greg Whitbeck. Doesn't want to say anything, he just wants,
Thank you.
he wants to sit next to the power seats and hear all the font of wisdom. All right, let's see, can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And, let's see, that takes us to Tony Marino.
Consent agenda and the minutes, right?
I gotta do the minutes.
So they're in the
They're in
consent
the-
agenda,
Oh, I'm trying to work with you, Bill.
yeah. That was a setup.
Well,
Unless you have some minutes you would like us to approve, go ahead and tell us what's going on at
I have
the
some
club.
seconds. Overall, club's still healthy. I've got the numbers through the end of April. We'll get our numbers at our board meeting for May this Friday, so bear with me. So April against last year, the budget, we were ahead by almost, we were 1.7 million versus a budget of 1.34. So even with being down 19 members for the year, overall, we're still weak. We went with a very conservative start to this year. What you all know is housing, home sales have slowed down. The home sales, even with the people that are buying them, we're seeing a longer churn before they end up becoming club members. So we're just forecasting. We've got plans in place just in case, but we are healthy. Even with that, our dues year to date was about 9.5% ahead of where we budgeted because we were conservative. So we're keeping our belt tight as we move forward. Let's see. Cash position at the club is extremely strong. Our capital spending, we're under our budget, even though we were a conservative budget. Membership, I told you, through the end of April, we're down 19 members. We've been doing more utilization studies at the club. For example, we know Deer Creek is operating at about a 79 to 80% utilization rate, while Magnolia is the least used because of some of the greens that some people think we need to have a little green mill and a couple of food and beverage, we're actually behind, but that was intentional. What we did over at the new Palmetto restaurant, Craft Kitchen, we reduced some of the prices. We listened to our membership. They're saying we need something more. It's a little bit price appropriate or a little lower. So you're seeing more burgers and things like that. So we do have some specials on there. So our number of checks are up, but overall, and then with the project at Franklin Creek, there were times you just couldn't get in there, so food and beverage was down. We expect that to rebound shortly as the pools start coming online. Let's see. Our member equity is up. Amazing. We see we have some risks. Our initiation fees, cash reserves are going to get bent a little bit if we don't get the members coming in, but we're keeping an eye on it, looking at cost controls. For what you guys might have noticed, if you've been over at Franklin Creek, we're just about ready to start pouring the slab on the building. What they're doing, they're starting to do the groundwork. They're working out from where the missing berm is by where the new retention pond is. So what you're going to see in the very near future, that berm where it's missing over by Highgate and Franklin Creek, they're going to be building that up. We have a retention wall in now that can handle the berm. So they're working backwards from that. So we have the dirt already in position to build that. And once the berm gets up, the fence will get finished to the end. And then we have some higher trees that we're going to be spending some more money to, I think some magnolias and things, so that we'll get some coverage. But that's what's going on over there. You might see in the next 3 to 4 weeks some framing. We're hoping it's sooner than that, but weather's been good, so we're ahead of the project there. I told you about the ballroom. Approximate start date is the 16th, so we're going to be, if anybody needs a large place, we're going to be putting an outdoor tent next to the building, and we'll be moving some of the smaller events over to Deer Creek. Don, for your group, I do have, with our LLC, I've got 2 people assigned for the micromobility. Maggie Jones is gonna be the lead on that. Maggie's awesome. I wish Maggie would run for the board, our board. I won't, good night. But Maggie's awesome, younger mom, younger family. So we thought having somebody younger that has those kids in that age group would be appropriate. And Steve Sample, our co-chair, will fill in when she's not available. He may just monitor some, as he'll be taking over, hopefully, the chair of member standards next year as we get him up to speed.
Maggie's last name?
Steve Sample.
Maggie Jones.
Maggie Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, just marvelous young lady. Then for the LC again on our housing task force, we've already got Greg Maloof, who's kind of be transitioning where Tom Souls always handled a lot of our building projects. I see he's getting more involved with the marshes as they're going to be doing their building. Greg was his second, so Greg's going to be stepping up, and he wants to be involved on the housing task force. And he's brought along his buddy Terry Coleman, who's also in building, because between the 2 of them, we don't know what we don't know, and they might know what we need to know between Sean and Chris and you guys. And then
What's Greg's last name, Tony? I'm sorry.
Greg Maloof, Maloof. So he's been involved with all of our construction projects, working alongside Tom. And then Jeff Tachi is going to be our board representative for that. So we've got 3 people ready to go, and we'll talk more on Thursday. Just wanted to give you the names. Let's see. We're doing that. Members. That's really kind of it. Unless there's something you guys want me to. Oh, I know what I'm going to say. So we're taking your lead as we have on everything. Where you got, no, we do. I mean, it's your micromobility. We've taken your golf carts. We try to be one and the same.
Are you looking for a no vote on something?
We got one to give you.
I already know what the no vote will be on our end. We're trying to figure out but for example, you guys post in your club rules about alligators and wildlife. It's also in the phone book. I don't know if you saw what happened at Hilton Head recently.
Yeah.
So we are going to tag along. We're going to be more, there's nothing that says you can't get sued, but if you're compliant, we're compliant. And also we add a little thing on our discovery visits, because the big statement was, well, people come down here, they didn't know they're alligators. So we're going to put that in the thing. So we're working on just, again, another area of working together. What you guys have out there, we're going to use your verbiage on that. And last but not least, I don't know who does your phone book. I was just asked to ask, because if we had some verbiage we'd like to run by you, we'll talk in the LC. Well, we would just like to do something about cart paths, that there are 2 separate cart paths, just to make people aware. And that's about it. We're still trying to work on updating our education for new members coming in. So as we kind of update ours, we know, but with the ballroom closed, our goal is that we'll have a new program for that for January of 2027, and we're hoping there can be some tag along. So I think that's it.
Any questions for Tony?
Of our future, our building.
I just wondered, you said that member equity was amazing. Is that spelled with $2 signs, $3 signs?
No, member, it's been going up a good 10-15%. As we refurbish a building, it comes very evident with our insurance premiums.
Yeah.
As our buildings are worth more and our golf courses are worth more. And one thing we're talking about in the board, I don't know if any of you, if you've driven into Palmetto, it's fairly dark, but we have the line on the road. Part of it because there's a homeowners, and so there's some homes back there, but as you go further, we still have the line. If you go into Deer Creek, you guys have a road line because there's houses there, but past, which becomes our property, we lined it. We don't do it at Oak Ridge, but as soon as you come in, you're in a parking lot. So it was brought to our attention, we don't have one at Marshwood, the entryway, and it's dark and it's winding. So, talking to our attorneys, it was just, we said, you know, we're doing this here, and there. we've had some letters of people saying, hey, there's been some issues. So for the cost of a ripe old cost of maybe $1,200 to be standard everywhere, we just figured you can get sued anywhere, but if we have everything similar, it's just, and it is dark. And we do have those club pours and people leaving, and some people think it's a one-way road without the line leaving, so better to be safe than sorry, and that's our whole approach to suit. You're laughing, you know what I'm saying. That's all I got.
Okay.
That's it?
Thank you.
No, I thank you guys. And again, the invitation's to yours if you feel like Friday is our next one. Just let me know if you want. All right, guys, thank you. Any questions, always feel free to reach out. Thank you. Sorry, I hope I wasn't too wordy, just making sure what was going on.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay.
All right, going along with the Palmetto renovation, I guess we have the last event there because we have a Hurricane Town Hall meeting on Monday, June 15th at 7. So certainly encourage the residents to come and see about that. I guess that'll be the last event there. You saw this handout that the Resiliency and the Strategic Water Committee put together. This is the tour of the event that we've been talking about that is tomorrow. The times are now on there. So you can see at the bottom of the page and the top of the next page where that's going. We are inviting the community out to the Sunset Pavilion portion of it, including the live streaming that we will have of it as well. So if you can attend, that's a good chance to see what we have going on. Sean or Rob, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that.
The only thing is, we will, for the board tour, meet up here about 3:30, 3:45, head out to go to Marsh Tower Sunset, so you can kind of get an idea of where the design aspects are coming from at the precondition, which is something that had been asked, so please shoot me an email, let me know, just so I can get a head count.
So we're meeting here at 3:30 and then taking a caravan or a bus?
I think we're gonna caravan, it depends on the head count, I haven't got a head count yet. I know Sydney, Dr. Williams will be here meeting with us, and also one other representative, I believe, from UGA. And then we'll go out, probably in my truck and one other vehicle.
And then we'll go to Delago from there.
Or we can bring everyone back to get their cars and then go to Delago. I just have to get Sydney down to get everything set up on their end by about 5:15 is my goal, 5:30 at the latest.
All right, then the other one is we are going to switch over our website on Friday. So we'll put out some communications tomorrow in the next couple of days. That'll be the switch over. So to go off with the test bed on delaney's.org. The new logins, we've been helping people get logged in and updating their accounts. So that's been going as smooth as that part can go until you switch over and you break stuff and you figure out what you need to fix. Well, we're excited to finally get to that point. We've also been using our new email system the last couple of weeks, working out some kinks on that, but that's been going really well. So we're excited to finally be making that transition on Friday. And that is all I have. Jessica on the finance.
While she's putting that up, you back on the website yet? You're there.
Yeah, we've gotten good. I mean, we've been working with it for a few months now with some different beta testers and other people, and so far it's been universal in that people think they can find stuff better. We're starting to see a lot more activity on the chat bot now too. I saw about a dozen just in one day on that one, and that's something Emily helps work through and make sure we have the right answers. The only negative has been it's a little bit slow while it's on the test bed. It's not set up for the caching properly, but once it switches over, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. So that's been the only negative comment that we've had so far. I'm sure we'll pick up some along the way and we'll adjust as we need to.
Yeah.
So.
The financial information is as of the end of April. We ended April at 9.2 million in our cash balance and 9.9 million in our investment balances. We did earn 47,000 in interest in the month of April, and we project that we will see another 325,000 on our capital reserves side for May through December in interest earnings. Total operating revenue, 4.5 million, which is 106,000 better than our budget. Total operating expenses before depreciation, 4.6 million, 255,000 better than our budget. Bringing us to a net operating revenue over, or a net expense over revenue of 94,535, 362,000 better than our budget. Some of the main drivers on that better than budget variance is in our revenue. We see our rental income, mainly in Sunset Room rentals, performing better than our budget. We also have seen speeding violations not decrease. Instead, those are staying steady. It doesn't seem to be that behavior has changed a lot with that being implemented. We are seeing vehicle registration less than our budget. However, it's been better the last 2 months than we saw in January and February. And our boat storage performed less than budget, but with the completion of phase 3 of our dry stack and boats going back into the slips, then we should see that equal out for the remainder of this year. On the expense side, we have several timing variances that are favorable to us right now. Community survey that was planned in 2026 that we have not completed yet. Timing for the Pine Straw median refurbishment. We also have a vendor application software budgeted in IT support that has not been expensed, and those are helping perform that better than budget figure. On our other category, this is more than budget, mainly due to our bad debt expense. We saw more past due on the assessment and non-assessment side than we expected, and also more than 2025. And on the repair and maintenance side, this is more than budget due to the final payment of the bathroom refurbishment at Landings Harbor Marina, and also the seawall repairs at Landings Harbor Marina. At the end of April, total capital expenditures equaled 1.5 million out of a budget of 5.5 million. 89% of that on roads, 5% on bridges, structures, and equipment, 4% on storm drains, and 1% each on association capital and marinas. There have been several projects that have completed in 2026. Of those were $6,600 better than our budget so far to date at the end of April. Members' equity, 14 million, which is an increase of 1.2 million. I do want to note that the majority of this is sitting in construction work in progress on our balance sheet for those projects that we have completed or working through in progress for 2026. Accounts receivable aging, we have 29 accounts that have a past due balance, and we are down to 33 accounts compared to 27 last year on the assessment side that still have a remaining balance. A quick update, I'm sure everybody knows this, results of our annual dues, so there'll be more to come on that. We also engaged with our agent at the Georgia Department of Revenue on Friday for our sales and motor fuel tax. They have 1 year to complete this. We're hoping to have that complete much sooner as we have lower inventory than I'm thinking most of their clients that they audit. They are looking at not our inventory, but just on the returns where we file for diesel and clear gasoline at both of the marina locations.
Is that a planned review or is it
We were randomly
surprise?
selected. Yeah,
Random.
it's a 3-year period that they are looking at, so we pulled returns, invoices, schedules for 2023 to 2026.
All right, any other questions for Jessica? Aaron with Community Development.
Well, good afternoon. I am happy to be here to present to you the month of April's community development activity. In terms of number of permits issued by month, we did see a decline this year from last year, but it's kind of holding steady with the pattern that we've seen since the beginning of the year. So there's some decline in the activity. So we had 107 versus 126 the same time last year. With that, we're also seeing a slight decline in the applications presented to the ARC. So we had 28 versus 31 the same time last year. But as you can see, for the first 4 months of the year, we are seeing like a slight decline.
Is there anything, can you characterize the types of applications like this? Did we have a lot of generators last year or not so many generators or?
I don't know that we're seeing that there's so much of any one thing trending. The applications seem to be pretty typical of what we've been seeing. There's maybe a few less new construction lots that we're seeing come online. But we still have been having some come through, so I wouldn't say that there's anything in particular that is out of the norm or drastically different. We're still seeing some pretty heavy investment and some really extensive renovation projects being proposed. So the work is still there, and it's still significant work. We're just seeing slightly less of it. In terms of the construction activity of the month, we did not have any new homes completed, so we're still at 0 yet year to date. We do have a lot of them that will be finishing up in the next few months. We didn't have any new homes break ground, but we had 19 active construction sites, 8 major improvements, 61 minor improvements, 25 dumpsters, plus and porta johns, and then 13 of those permit extensions. I wanted to show you all some of the, like I call them, transformative outdoor living renovations that we've seen lately. These are some that finished in April. So this was a site where this was an early, one of the earlier landings homes, but it had 2 decks with a change in level between. So they actually inserted a plunge pool in that area, and then were able to maintain the level across the back. So they kind of captured everything that people are wanting in terms of outdoor living features. So this was really transformative. Obviously upgraded the landscaping at the same time. They've done a lot of smaller things like repainting and that, but it really makes a big difference in the way you can use that outdoor space. Here's another one. This was a property where the existing decking was in very poor condition. This is also a situation where the marsh or river buffer area is going to impact how far they can come out. So they actually cantilevered the deck out an additional 4 feet, and were able to expand it the full distance by adding just a couple of more pillars. And so they expanded the space and usability of that dramatically, and made it much easier to pass from one side to the other. That was only like a 4-foot narrow, very narrow walkway in between the two, and now it's much more spacious, much more comfortable. And obviously they upgraded all the materials with eBay and cable railings and all of that as well, and some composite decking. So really nice improvements. And here's just a very simple addition of a screen porch. But again, when you add all those other things, new roofs, new paint, and upgrades to the landscaping, in terms of livability and usability, they're able to capture outside deck area and this really lovely screen porch area. No variances or anything needed for this, just utilizing the site in a manner that's more consistent with what people are demanding. So I thought I'd share those with you just so you can see a little bit of the work that ARC has been doing and how it's actually coming forth in the community. In terms of private property maintenance violations, we did have a slight decline from where we were this time last year. And our team has started doing some of the golf course inspections. So we expect to see, we actually expected to see more violations, but we were pleasantly surprised at the condition of the properties from the rear. In previous years, when we went out to do the inspections from the golf course side, it was really dramatic and there was a lot of violations. But so we're seeing that the work that we've been doing and trying to view those properties from as many visible vantage points as possible has been paying off. We did have a lot of courtesy notices though that came out. So there were things that we noticed that were not quite in violation but needed to be addressed. So we had 32 versus 26 this time last year. As you can see, in the last couple of months we've had really dramatic increases in our courtesy notices. A lot of that had to do with landscaping and just getting people access to contractor information, or just letting them know that the landscaping was in need of some additional TLC. Our summary of inspection activity, we had 296 site visits for ARC inspections. We had 803 properties inspected for active PPMS inspections. 42 properties were re-inspected for active violations, and then 14 violations were resolved. 79% of those were without formal written notice. So we did have some that resolved either through fines or through written notice. types of violations that we observed, home maintenance was a big one. Like I said, the areas where we were looking from were areas that are less visible and so sometimes not addressed as frequently. We also have landscaping coming in second, and then ARC related with people not pulling proper permits. No driveway or hazardous trees this month. Any questions?
All right, thank you. We do want to continue the suspension of privileges for Ford Little Lane based on the private property maintenance standards. So we're looking for a motion to continue suspension of Ford Little Lane.
Motion,
Move.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry.
Can I ask one question on that?
Sorry.
How many times have we extended
Security
it?
sets.
I think we're up to 6.
6
Is-
months.
Does it get to the point, is there anything different we can do that, other than just do it every month? Is there something else that would maybe motivate people?
Let's talk about that offline.
Okay, thank you. Security Department overview for April.
You might have to click the space bar just the first time.
That was the music bar.
There we go.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, April crime stats. We did have 5 Part 1 crimes. We had a total of 6 burglaries and thefts, that's inclusive of Part 1 crimes. 1 vandalism call and 1 trespass call. When it comes to Part 1 crimes, the top 3 are all related to the Moon River incident where entering autos and a vehicle that was taken off property. As you can see, there's various items taken out of each vehicle, including money. Top one had $40,000 cash as well in it that was taken. There's a burglary on Tomachichi. This involved a former occupant of the home that was authorized on the property and went over there, entered through a back window. A resident neighbor called, reported, CCPD responded, and that person was banned from the property as well. There was also a theft from an auto on Spring Marsh Lane. The victim stated check was taken out of the truck and deposited in the unknown account about $1,800. That was not reported directly to us, so that was not included in our stats at that time. The one theft that was not reported to CCPD, so it's not in our Part 1 crimes, was a package taken off of Wickersham Drive. There was a vandalism incident right over here in on the athletic field, the athletic bathroom door, some kind of weird graffiti going on there, so that was reported as well, and Public Works was able to take care of that.
That's better than our other artist.
Yeah, it's a very strange pattern, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, so hopefully we're cataloging these.
I'm sorry.
You're cataloging these images
Oh yeah, we keep them on file.
as they
Yeah.
it can be identified with a.
As far as the trespass, it involved the lagoon over in the village, lagoon number 122. We had some individuals park, take some kayaks out, and begin fishing in the lagoon there. They called us, CCPD was called as well. We identified them and they agreed to leave the property. So. April golf cart stats, 0 complaints. We did issue 2 violations, which were for no cart-free zones, and 0 unlicensed driver violations given for the month of April.
So Chad,
Mhm.
we hear a lot more complaints. Well, why doesn't that end up with your department? Do we have any ideas?
You know, I mean, we don't receive them as much. I don't know if people see them and just don't bother to call us because they figure maybe something's not going to be done, but we like to get them, and we like to get out there, and we try to be very vigilant about catching golf cart violations. But, you know, we're not everywhere, so we don't, you know, we can't locate them necessarily all the time, but let us know about it. We try to get out there as much as possible. So I'm not quite sure.
So, I mean, we heard in the drop-in session, a complaint about repeated incidents at a particular point with a particular tree that was adjacent to the property, and got pictures of some of the carts. Are you not getting that?
I'm
Does
not.
that not come into our security department?
I'm not familiar with it now.
Okay.
So
So I think we may have some communication issues, Emily, to
Well, I'll
to
take
try to educate her, Lynn, yeah.
I will.
But because we hear it as board members,
And we see it every
and we
day.
see it, but yet it's not getting to our security safety team, and so there's a disconnect there. And that's what we've got to try to solve.
yeah, it could be a communications thing, and just get people to realize that we want to know about them, because we will respond, even if it's after the fact. If you simply get a cart number, we can follow up with that and take appropriate action. So we'll work on that as well. Guardian Pro #1 is for the month of April is over at Lanesway North and Wildly Bottom, and we had a total of 125 violations during that time. The second Guardian Pro, it's over here on Lanesway South, just past the association. In April, it was catching outbound traffic, and we had 277 violations during that time. We've turned it around since then, so it's currently collecting people entering the property. So be warned. Citations overview, as far as warnings, 2025 we had 28 compared to 8 in 2026. Total citations in 2025 for April was 27 compared to 12 this year, and fines were $1,600 in 2025 compared to $900. This is just an overview of the warning citations. You can see the majority of these, which continue to be the biggest violation, is overnight parking in the street. We had a couple of one-offs, like a covered vehicle and a dog at large also involved as well. So a variety of things for the month of April. And April appeals, they heard 6 cases, all were for speeding, and all 6 were denied. Any questions?
What's the rule on dogs at large?
If it's off another property, it has to be leashed.
Okay, and that's a citation.
Yes.
If you have to see it?
Or we need video or picture evidence of it. In this case, the gentleman, he had complained about the issue before. We said if he'd take a video or picture, that's gonna help our case, and he did, and so we issued a dog at large.
We had people in here talking about dogs at large at a house that's a shelter,
Yeah,
you know?
and that's probably, I'm pretty sure that's the one where we did
Okay.
issue that citation.
Our security team was there and
Okay.
observed it,
Okay.
and a neighbor took videos of it.
Yeah, so the citation was issued for that.
So Chad, if we see one of these violations, I know you have to be careful of who you can take a picture of, or I don't know exactly what that rule is, but if we take a picture of it and send it to who? You?
Security?
Send it to security. And we don't have to be worried about it shows an image of a kid or somebody like that. Because
That's a touchy subject when it comes to kids, because we've had some parents get
kids
really
are the ones
upset
that
about
don't have the driver's license in the
Right.
golf carts. So this is why I'm asking the question, because I think a lot of us are confused about if y'all aren't seeing it, but we see it every day, then what's the appropriate way to deal with it? I don't wanna do anything wrong.
Cart number is the best way to,
Picture the cart number, but not of the driver.
well, yeah, I would say a picture of the cart in general. You don't necessarily, I wouldn't, get too aggressive in taking a picture of the kid. But I would take a picture of the cart, send it to us, so that we can take it from there and follow up.
Well, do you get in trouble for taking a picture if there's a suspected violation and it goes to you for professional action as opposed to being posted in a skinny?
That's my
No.
question too.
No, but I think I've seen in the past where parents get very defensive.
Well, they
when it
might get
comes to-
defensive, but if we're trying to stop them their
You
children
can't
from
post
doing
anything
something.
for someone who's underage, but what we have done in the past is that we get the information, get it over to Chad.
That's
They
my
work
point.
with us to communicate it, we communicate it out, but then we don't show the
That's
picture
my
of the
point,
child.
we're not posting the pictures
Right.
anywhere.
Right, we're not putting them up on
We're send-
Facebook or
It's just
anything
for
like
us.
that.
We are sending it
internal.
officially to security for action,
Yeah.
and
Well,
security is not gonna post it either.
no, why I recommend that is because of the confrontation that some people experience with parents in that case.
Well, but if you don't have photographic evidence for the parents, you're never gonna get the parents to admit their child did anything wrong. And that's one of the problems we have.
Maybe. I mean, I have talked to residents and parents before. They admitted, yeah, my kid's not of age. And so, you know, it depends on the parent.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just, Don, that's my confusion too, and we just have to because we see it a lot because, you know, we're out walking, security's out driving a car, may or may not see the same things we see if we're out.
Yeah, and we want to take the lead on that. You know, we're glad to do it.
And they're not present everywhere. You know, they have other responsibilities other than patrolling. And
Understood. Yeah, got it.
And I can personally say that Evie has a friend that she cheers with that lives out here that's underage, left Marshwood Club in a golf cart. A resident called security with the golf cart number. Security met her at her house when she pulled up. So getting the number and just reporting to security works very well. Not only just versus trying to catch them, but to know where they're going and to be able to kind of meet them there and address it. And it was addressed right there.
Got it.
Was
The
that-
number helps.
Was that during normal working hours, or was that after hours, do you know?
I don't know for sure. I think it was on a weekend. Pretty sure it's on a weekend.
Okay.
These next two really should be under board
Yeah.
action.
Yes, they should. Okay, so that's it for departmental reports. We'll go to committee reports. So we have nominating committee, Larry.
yes, we have, I am service chair of the committee. Bill Ansley is also on the committee. And we went out to the community, and asked for applications for, the community to apply to serve on the nominating committee. We would like to present to the board, the following individuals. I'll give you just a little background. One is Sharon Stevenson, who has been on the, has been at the landings for, between 5 and 10 years. She served on the nominating committee last year, and she's been involved, in the community, in other community service activities. Steve Lee, has served on the committee previously for 2 years. Steve, as you may know, is also on our appeals committee, and he's the chair of the appeals committee. He also, I guess with the help of Don, knows something with bocce. I think, you know, he totally runs it. So, has received accolades, I believe, for
He
that
runs the
from
whole
the club.
thing.
Don doesn't do anything? Okay.
I'm the figurehead.
You're the figure, okay. And Fran, whose middle name, her,
Fran Camber.
yes, Fran Camber, I can never pronounce her, other name. She, had served on the committee last year. She has served, on the TLA, Communications Committee in previous years. Herman Stone, who was TLA president, and board member, and has been on numerous committees, been in the landings for between 5 and 10 years. Fran has been also, and Steve have also been here between 5 and 10 years. Virginia Lassner, is, also being proposed. She currently serves on the Marshes Board, and has prior, community service, within the community. they've been here, she and her family have been here for 5 to 10 years. Bob Lindenschmidt has been here for 12 years. He's a former club president and board member. He served on many committees, mainly related to the club and to golf. And then Rex Templeton, some of you may recognize that name. Rex has been here at the Landings for 33 years. He served on TLA board, Telco board, and also has been involved with the club. Roger Bellinger, who has been here between 10 to 15 years. He has experience in interviewing. Bill, I don't know if he's been involved in other specific community service activities. But I know you have talked to him about this opportunity and felt good with him serving on the committee. So those are the committee members, including myself and Bill. So I need
I move that we accept.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great job.
Thank you. And I will communicate with them this evening, and we will start meeting. And we will start recruiting for board members actively, beginning next week.
Great.
Okay.
I'll appreciate your support and any individuals you might want to encourage to run for the board. Thank you.
Bill, have you got finance and the water rate committee nominations?
Right, so for the Water Rate Committee, I've talked to Patty Morgan, Marion, and Vicky, and they've all agreed that they would serve if nominated. And so I would like to propose them to fill out the Water Rate Committee.
I move we support or
Second?
nominate those.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thanks to those for agreeing to
Yes.
participate.
Another way to
Okay.
become popular.
Governance.
Or unpopular.
No, other than the nominating committee, that is it.
Rob, do you have anything for strategic water?
Yes, I do. A couple things. We met the 20th of the month and reviewed our projects. You're all coming to the UGA presentation. That'll be this week. I haven't seen it myself, but Sean tells me it punches above his expectations. Our Catch the King geomapping event is scheduled for October 27th. There'll be a major communications push on this beginning sometime in June. I'd invite board members to get involved. It's a very worthwhile event and contributes to us forming a better understanding of our shoreline and resiliency. On the bad news side, there's always some downside. The pump from the aquifer this month was 1.7 gallons a day, which is up about 500,000 gallons per day. And that exceeded our permit of 1.69 million gallons per day. Now, on a year-to-date basis, we're still within permit, but what shocked me was the rapid increase in the number of gallons being pulled out of the aquifer, and it's significant and ties directly to the drought that we're in. There is some communication going out this month about the drought, but most people are aware because lawns are a little bit drier and lagoons are drying up. I don't have a crystal ball for what's going to happen. It seems like a lot of people are getting rain if you live in western Georgia, but certainly not here at this point. Our ask for residents are three things to help protect our aquifer and improve our resiliency. Number one, use Georgia watering rules or follow them. No watering lawns between 10 and 4. Even number of homes Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and odd number of homes Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Second ask is sign up for Ion Water. We have a penetration level of almost 48% of residents on the island use Ion Water. We have an ambition of reaching 60%, and we need a much stronger campaign to awaken people on the benefits of Ion Water. And last, we'll be asking people again to buy smart controllers. And if they do those three things, it'll help everybody manage water and conserve where possible. That's all I've got. Looking forward to a little bit of rain.
Rob, with that increase in draw from the aquifer, did you see that as an across the board, across all steps in the graph, or with the lower homes pumping more, with the higher pumps pumping more, or was it uniform across the board?
That's a good question, Don. In the groups, not much has changed in terms of, we track water pumped or usage in groups. If you're under 5,000 gallons a month, between, I think it's between 10 and 20, 20 to 25 and north of 40. The groups haven't changed that much. In fact, some of the smaller consumption areas have grown. But overall, people are just running their irrigation longer and more often than what they have in the past. It's the first time I've seen in 3 years of tracking our number exceed the aquifer permit level on a monthly basis, except when we did have a mechanical breakdown or malfunction. And other than that, and the surprising thing for me is it's happening in April.
Yeah.
Wait till we get June, July, and August. If we don't get a break in the weather, it could be surprising and an issue for us. But at this point, I'm not concerned because the DNR and state looks at our water consumption on an annualized basis, and in the shoulder months, our consumption drops. So imagine in the month of January, we're using about 1 million gallons a day, and we get to April, and it's almost 1.8 million gallons a day. It is a significant blow through, and it's all related to irrigation.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wait for call.
Okay, any other questions? Any directors, comments, issues? All right, President's report. So Tony had mentioned the housing task force. That's something that we talked about at the last workshop. At the LCLC next week, we'll get the formal approval from the LCLC to establish that task force. Ted heading it. I reached out to Brian Hussey, the gent that was just elected our new county commissioner, to see if we couldn't get together and meet him and chat with him sooner than later, and he said that's a great idea. He's looking forward to it. So I'm thinking initially just a small group to who we are, introduction of the land use, and then we will invite him to the round table in the fall, as we always have with the broad spectrum of the political appointees and elected individuals. I mentioned earlier during the drop-in, I got a letter from the county attorney, Jonathan Hart. He's been put in charge of a task force to develop what the Chatham County rules are going to be for these small powered vehicles on community or on roads and sidewalks and paths. And he would like to know what our rules are and how we feel about things, because he would, to the extent that he can, he thinks it would be a good idea if we could be consistent, which I think is a great idea. So I've reached back out to him and told him, let me know when you want to talk. I'm happy to sit down with him. And we'll get Carl and probably Brian together on that too.
Well, get Jim
And Vicky. And I don't know, Jim, if he's here.
Yeah.
He should be here by then.
He'll be here June once.
Yeah. And then we're going to get our first look at the Strategic Water Committee's resilience plan later in June. Small group to sort of vet that thing before it gets presented to the board as a whole, probably in July. That's all I have. Did you come to talk to the board, or did you just come to sit in on the meeting?
No, I come to see them sit in the meeting.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you had something, we got through that part where people were gonna talk, and so I just wanna make sure we didn't ignore you if you had something that you wanted to talk to the board. So with that, can I have a motion to adjourn into our executive only session?
I move we adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.